Clifford, sitting in a cramped room in Phnom Penh, reflects on the wreckage. I lost £320,000 in Thailand, my entire life savings, my dignity, and 3 months I was homeless on the streets of Bangkok, sleeping rough at 64 years old, begging other expats for food money. 12 years. 12 years believing I was building something real with her. I'm in Cambodia now, teaching English online for £400 a month, eating 1 meal a day, sharing a room with 2 other broke foreigners. At 65, this is my retirement. Thailand taught me, when you've got money, you've got friends. When you're broke, you're invisible. The smiles disappear faster than your bank balance. 2012. I was 53. British. Just received my redundancy package after 28 years. At a manufacturing firm in East London, I had £320,000. It was the most money I'd ever seen in my life. My redundancy was £180,000, plus I'd sold my small flat after the divorce for £140,000. For a bloke from Dagenham who'd spent his life in factories, this felt like I'd won the lottery. My ex-wife Sarah had left me 2 years earlier. After 24 years of marriage and 2 kids, she'd met someone at her office, a manager, younger, better job than mine. The divorce took half of what I'd saved, plus the original house. Our grown kids, Michael and Emma, barely spoke to me afterward. They blamed me for not being ambitious enough. Sarah had poisoned them against me. I'd been a shift supervisor at the plant, decent job, nothing special. But when I talked about my work at the pub, I'd embellish a bit. Management, position, operations director, made myself sound more important than I was. When the factory closed, I told people I'd taken early retirement from senior management. It wasn't quite true, but it felt good to finally be someone. A mate from the factory, Dave, had moved to Pattaya. He kept sending photos him with young Thai birds, beach, cheap beer. Cliff, you can live like a king here, on £1,000 a month. These girls treat you proper, not like the stuck-up British birds, and they love older blokes with a bit of money. I thought he was exaggerating. I'd been researching retirement destinations. Spain was expensive, Portugal was getting pricey. Thailand kept coming up. The cost of living, the weather, the women. For £320,000, I could live comfortably for 20 years, maybe more. March 2012. I arrived in Bangkok. The heat hit me like opening an oven door. But the energy, the chaos, the street food, the neon, the women, it was intoxicating. I could see beautiful girls everywhere. Back in London, women my age wouldn't look twice. Here, I felt like I mattered. I rented a studio in Sukhumvit for £400 a month. I was spending maybe £800 monthly, living better than I ever had in London, eating out every meal, drinking in bars, getting massages. If I'd kept it simple, none of this would have happened. But I was thinking about finding someone who'd appreciate me. Then, I met her. I'd been in Thailand 4 months when I met her. Soy Cowboy, Bangkok, August 2012. I'd walked past dozens of girls calling out to me, but Chalita was different. She was sitting at the bar, not shouting like the others. She was 29, slim, lighter skin than most, with long black hair and this quiet smile. She looked almost shy. I ordered a Singha, she approached. You want company? Her English wasn't great, but something about her seemed genuine. She didn't grab my arm or immediately ask for a drink. She just sat and talked. Within an hour, she told me about her life. She was from Buriram, a poor village in Isaan. Her parents were rice farmers, barely surviving. Her mother had diabetes, needed medicine they couldn't afford. She had a 5-year-old daughter back in the village being raised by her parents. Thai man no good, she said. He leave me when I pregnant. No money, no help. Chalita wasn't like the others. She didn't push for bar fines or constantly ask for drinks. She seemed embarrassed to be there. She told me she'd only been working bars for 6 months, that she hated it but needed to send money home. I know what you're thinking, but with her, it felt different. She asked about my life. She laughed when I told her I'd been senior management in London. She seemed impressed. I thought maybe, for once, Someone saw value in me. Over the next week, I came back to see her 5 times. She'd finish her shift, and we'd get food, walk around, just talk. I felt something I hadn't felt in years wanted. The second week, she asked for help. Her mother's medication, £150. She cried when she asked, said she was embarrassed but desperate. I didn't hesitate. If this was real, then £150 was nothing. She kissed my cheek, held my hand. You good man, Clifford, not like other men. The old man at the next table gave me a look, half pity, half knowing. I ignored him. Over the next 2 months, we became inseparable. She could quit working there. September 2012, I knew I wanted to marry her. I was wrong. Over the next 6 months, life felt like a dream. Chalita and I spent every day together. I gave her £600 monthly for living expenses and to send to her daughter. My pension was £2,400 monthly, rent £400, food £300, her allowance £600. I was saving £1,100 monthly. My £320,000 sat safe in my UK bank account, earning interest. 3 months in, November 2012, she said her father needed emergency surgery, £2,000. His heart, she said. She showed me a hospital document all in Thai. I couldn't read it. She cried, begged. I didn't want to say no. If I refused, what did that say about me? But this was more than a monthly allowance. This was serious money. I gave it. He was going to be my father-in-law, right? Family helps family. Looking back, this was the test I failed. She learned I'd always say yes. By March 2013, we were talking marriage. I asked her at a restaurant overlooking the Chao Phraya River. She cried, said yes immediately, called her mother right there. Her family was thrilled. They wanted a traditional wedding in Buriram village, then a smaller ceremony in Bangkok for my friends. Then came Sinsot, the bride price. For those who don't know, it's a Thai tradition where the groom pays the bride's family to prove he can provide. Chalita's family wanted £35,000. I was shocked. £35,000 for what? To marry someone I was already supporting? Chalita explained, show my family you serious. You rich man from London, they expect this. In village, everyone know how much Sinsot. This show respect. I negotiated down to £25,000 with £10,000, returned after the wedding. I told myself it was just for show, ceremonial. I paid it. What choice did I have? I'd already invested 6 months and thousands of pounds. Walking away meant admitting I'd been played. June 2013. We married in Buriram. The ceremony was beautiful monks, traditional dress, her entire village tended. The ceremony cost £8,000, food, entertainment, gifts. I paid everything. August 2013, Bangkok ceremony. Another £4,000. Chalita insisted she wanted her Bangkok friends to celebrate too. At this point I'd spent £45,000. Initial help and allowances, £12,000. Father's surgery, £2,000. Sinsot, 25,000 英镑 got 1,000 英镑 back. Net, 15,000 英镑 weddings, 12,000 英镑. Total, 45,000 英镑. I had 27,500 英镑 left. Still comfortable, I thought. My pension covered monthly expenses. I thought marriage would stabilize things. I was wrong. This was just the beginning. The first 2 years, 2013 to 2015, passed in a blur of increasing expenses. We were living in a 1-bedroom condo in Onnut. Rent was £550 monthly. Monthly expenses. Rent, £550. Food, £400. Chalita's allowance, £700. Her family, £300. Her daughter's school, £200. Miscellaneous, £250. Total, £2,400. My income was £2,400. Exactly breaking even. Nothing going into savings. For the first time in my life, I wasn't building anything. Over those 2 years, I'd burned through £15,000 from savings for extras, holidays, emergencies, gifts. Chalita started wanting more things: a new phone, designer bags. She'd see what other Thai women had and compare. Your friend John, he buy his wife gold. You not buy me gold. One day she saw a Louis Vuitton bag. £1,800. I bought it. It was only £1,800, right? She'd be happy, I thought. Looking back, that phrase destroyed me. It's only. Dozens of times over the years. It's only £500. It's only £1,000. It all adds up. Her mother needed another surgery. £3,000. Chalita cried, showed me more Thai documents I couldn't read. I sent the money. Her mother was family now, I rationalized. This happened every few months. Always urgent, always expensive. Her sister needed money for her kids' school. Her father needed new farming equipment. Chalita started comparing me to richer foreigners. She'd see couples at the mall, older white guys with younger Thais, dripping in gold jewelry. Why are you not successful like them? You say you manager in London. They have more money than you. It stung. I'd exaggerated my position back home, and now I felt like a fraud. I wanted to be the generous, successful man I'd pretended to be. She started spending more time on her phone, getting late-night calls, going out with friends more often. When I asked who she was talking to, she'd snap. My friend. Why you not trust me? You think I bad girl? I noticed but said nothing. I told myself I was being paranoid. This was just culture shock, adjusting to marriage. When I'd try to initiate sex, she'd be tired. Not tonight. I have headache. We went from several times a week to once a month, then less. I felt alone even though I was married. I'd left London, burned bridges with my kids, invested everything into this new life. I was too proud to admit it wasn't working. By early 2015, I'd spent another £25,000, £70,000 total since arriving in Thailand, down to £250,000 in savings. I worried how long my money would last if this continued. Then Chalita started talking about buying our own place. We pay rent for nothing, she said. Better we own, build equity. Smart investment. This was when things went from bad to catastrophic. April 2015. Chalita said, we should buy our own house. She'd been planning it. She showed me photos of a property in the Bangkok suburbs, Minbury area. 3 bedrooms, small garden, new development. She said it would be £90,000. I was hesitant. I knew the risks. I can't own property in Thailand, it'd be in your name. That's a huge chunk of my savings, Chalita said. We married same. I your wife, not run away. You not trust me. £90,000, not too much. Back in London, house cost £300,000. £400,000. Here, very cheap. We save money, no more rent. This investment property value go up. You think I bad person? I love you, why you worry? We build future together. Her family kept asking when we'd have our own home. Her mother said renting was shameful, meant I wasn't really committed. In Thai culture, owning a home meant stability, security. I started to convince myself she was right. We could have our own space, stop paying rent. The house would cost £90,000, less than 2 years' rent back in London. Property in Thailand was cheap and rising. We could always sell later. But I knew the reality. For those who don't know, foreigners can't own land in Thailand. You can own the structure, not the land underneath. If the relationship ends, you lose everything. She owns it. You have zero legal protection. I knew all of this. Other expats at the pub had told me horror stories. Dave had warned me. Never put property in her name, mate. I've seen blokes lose everything. I'd read about guys losing houses, businesses, their entire futures. But I did it anyway. I convinced myself we were different. She loved me. We were married. She'd never betray me. Looking back, I want to shake myself awake. This was the point of no return. Over 3 months, we looked at properties, met developers, negotiated. The original £90,000 became £115,000 because Chalita wanted upgrades, better kitchen, air conditioning in all rooms, Western bathroom. Just little bit more. Make house perfect. Her brother-in-law was a contractor. He'd handle renovations, family discount, she said. Another £15,000 for flooring, paint, furniture. When we signed papers, everything was in Thai. Chalita handled everything. Her family was there, her brother, her uncle, all nodding, smiling, signing documents I couldn't understand. I asked what they said. Just standard contract. Don't worry. I gave Chalita £130,000 to handle the purchase. She managed the money, dealt with the developer, paid her brother-in-law for the work. I never saw receipts. Amounts kept changing. Money disappeared into fees and taxes. I couldn't verify. I thought, what if things go wrong? They'll all side with her, their family. I'm the foreigner. But I said nothing. By the time the house was complete, September 2015, I'd spent £140,000, down to £110,000 in savings, 34% of what I'd started with, less than half my original nest egg. I'd also pulled £20,000 from my pension fund early, paying penalties, dropping my monthly income from £2,400 to £2,100, a loss of £300 per month. At 56 years old, I'd damaged my retirement income permanently. When we got the keys, I felt proud. This was ours. Our home. Chalita posted photos everywhere, Facebook, Line, showing off to family and friends. Her mother came to visit, crying with happiness. I thought, now we can settle down. Now she'll be satisfied. I was wrong. Within months, things started going wrong. 6 months after buying the house, March 2016, things started falling apart. Chalita's family started treating the house like it was theirs. Her brother moved into the spare room, temporarily stayed 4 months. Her cousin visited, from Buriram, stayed for weeks. They used electricity, water, ate our food. I was expected to pay for everything. Then came the repairs. The roof leaked during rainy season, £2,000 to fix. The plumbing was terrible, £1,500. The electrical kept failing, £800. Between repairs, utilities, and her family treating our home like a hotel, the house cost £900 monthly, more than our old rent. I started to resent her family. They smiled, called me brother, but never contributed anything. I was just the ATM. Chalita and I barely had sex anymore. Maybe once every 2 months. She'd turn away, make excuses. We felt like roommates, not husband and wife. We argued more often. Always about money. Why you worry about money, you rich man from London? But I wasn't rich. I'd spent half my savings. She spent more time with friends, going out 3-4 nights a week. Returning late. Her phone was password protected. Suddenly, she'd leave the room for calls. If I asked who she was texting, she'd get defensive. Why are you always jealous? You not trust me? Chalita seemed unhappy all the time, resentful toward me. Like she wanted to be anywhere but with me. My friend Dave pulled me aside one day at the pub. Cliff, mate, I saw Chalita last week. She was with a Thai bloke, holding hands, near Nana. I got defensive. You must have seen someone else. She was with her cousin that day. Cliff, it was her. I'm telling you as a mate, something's not right. I didn't want to believe it. I'd invested £210,000 by this point, 3 years of my life. If I admitted she was using me, I'd have to admit I'd wasted everything. By late 2016, I'd spent another £30,000. House repairs and family expenses, £20,000. Chalita's continuing allowances, £8,000, £700. X, 12 months, £600. Covered by pension, equals £8,000. £400 from savings. Emergency family requests, £10,000. Total additional, £30,000. Cumulative spending, £100,000 from savings. £210,000 total spent, but £110,000 was from pension income, over time. I had £80,000 left, 1/4 of my original nest egg. My pension was barely covering monthly expenses. I felt trapped, depressed, too proud to admit failure. I couldn't leave because I'd lose the house every pound I'd put into it. I'd invested too much to walk away. I kept telling myself, things will get better, she's just stressed. This is temporary. Marriage is hard work. Then I couldn't ignore the signs anymore. One afternoon in February 2017, I came home early from the gym. Chalita was in the bedroom on the phone, door closed. She was speaking Thai, but I heard a name, Somchai. The call ended. She came out, saw me, looked startled. When you come home? Just now. Who's Somchai? I've never heard you mention him. You not know everyone in my family. Something in her eyes, guilt, maybe fear, told me she was lying. That night, after she fell asleep, I checked her phone. I knew her passcode. I'd seen her type it months ago. I felt disgusted with myself, but I had to know. I found line messages with someone named Chai. Thousands of messages, photos of them together, messages dating back 2 years before we bought the house. One message, from 3 weeks ago. You say soon, her reply. Need more money first, maybe 6 more months. Then we go Phuket, open business like we planned. My stomach dropped. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. I scrolled back. Messages from 2015. From 2014. From before we were married. She'd never stopped seeing him. The entire relationship, the wedding, the house, everything had been a long con. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed more proof. Over the next week, I started watching her carefully. I checked her phone again when she slept. I found more evidence. She had a second phone hidden in her purse, an old iPhone. It was full of messages with Somchai, photos of them on trips together, hotel receipts. She'd been using my money to fund their affair. I discovered she'd been lying about where she went. Shopping with friends meant meeting him. Visiting my mother in Buriram meant weekends with him at beach resorts. Suddenly, everything made sense. That time in 2013, when the old man at the bar had given me a pitying look, she was still seeing Somchai then. She'd been working me from day one. The £2,000 for her father's surgery. I realized now her father was fine. That money had probably paid for Somchai's motorcycle. Her phone secretiveness I'd rationalized as Thai culture or privacy needs. It was because she was coordinating with her real boyfriend. Dave had tried to warn me months ago. I saw her with someone. He was right. Everyone probably knew except me. The full picture emerged. Chalita had never stopped seeing Somchai, her boyfriend from before we met. He was living in Buriram the whole time. She'd been supporting him with my money. I was just the foreign sponsor, the ATM funding their life together. The money I'd sent to her family, invested in the house, given for emergencies, had gone to him. £50,000 over the years, I calculated. £15,000 went to his motorcycle, £20,000 to hotels and trips, £10,000 to his debts, the rest just funding his lazy lifestyle while I worked and scrimped. I felt physically sick, betrayed on a level I didn't know was possible. I'd never felt rage like this, white-hot, consuming. But mostly, I felt empty, broken, like the past 5 years had been erased. How could I have been so blind, so stupid, so desperate for affection that I'd ignored every red flag? I had to decide whether to confront her. Part of me wanted to just pack and leave, avoid the confrontation. But I needed to hear her admit it. I needed to understand how she could do this. The worst part was, I had no legal rights. Everything was in her name. The house I'd paid £140,000 for, legally hers. I'd signed everything away. I was trapped. I couldn't keep this inside. I had to face her. March 2017. Late evening, Chalita came home from shopping. I was sitting at the dining table with her second phone in front of me. I said, "Who is Somchai?" She went pale, froze, looked at the phone, then at me. "Where you get that?" "Your purse. I know everything. Don't lie to me anymore." She started crying immediately. "That not what you think?" He just friend. I've read the messages, Chalita. All of them. Miss you last night. When you leave him. Don't insult me. Why you spy on me? You jealous. You crazy. I showed her the screenshots I'd taken on my own phone. Messages from 2014. Photos of them together. Hotel receipts. Stop lying. I know you've been with him the whole time. Before we married. The entire 5 years. Her face changed. The tears stopped. The mask dropped. She looked at me with cold defiance. Okay. Yes. Yes, what? Yes. I with Somchai. Since before I meet you. We, together now. For how long? Whole time. Since 2012. My chest felt like it was caving in. You were with him when we got married? Yes. The house money, did it go to him? She hesitated. Some. He need help too. How much? Maybe. 3万英镑. 4万英镑. I don't know exactly. I wanted to hit something. Throw the table. Scream. But I just sat there. Numb. Why me? I needed to know. You look like you have money. You nice. You believe everything. Did you ever love me? She looked away. Maybe at first. Little bit. But then, no. Who else knows? My family knows. My friends know. Somchai's family knows. Everyone, except me. She nodded. What was the plan? When were you going to leave? We wait until house finished. Until you put more money. Then I say I want divorce. You go back England. And the house? House is mine. My name. You leave. I sell it. Me and Somchai use money for business in Phuket. Everything was calculated. Every smile. Every I love you. Every tear-all performance. 5 years of my life. Scripted manipulation. You know what you've done to me? I gave you everything. I trusted you. You give me money because you lonely. Because you want young wife. This is business. You get what you want. I get what I want. I loved you. You love idea of me. You not love real me. You love Thai girl who smile, who say, yes sir, who make you feel important. You never ask what I really want. Maybe she had a point. Maybe I'd been so desperate to be valued that I'd created a fantasy. But that didn't justify what she'd done. I asked the question I dreaded. Yes, she mine. Father is Somchai. Of course. I want you to leave. I said. This my house. You leave. I paid for it. Father is Somchai. My name on paper. You want me leave, you pay me. Divorce. You want divorce. You pay £50,000. Or I keep house, you stay, you keep paying me. She was extorting me. Even now, at the end, she wanted more. Money. I couldn't afford £50,000 for a divorce. I had £80,000 left total. If I paid her, I'd have £30,000, not enough to survive. I'm not paying you anything. Then we stay married. I stay here. You pay me every month like before. You're insane. She shrugged. Everything in my name. You have no choice, she called her brother. He arrived within 30 minutes, with 2 of his friends, big guys. Intimidating. They stood behind her while she talked. You leave tonight, or we make you leave. I started packing. I threw clothes into a suitcase, grabbed my laptop, my documents. Her brother watched me the entire time. Everything I'd built, the house, the furniture, the appliances, even the TV I'd bought, all stayed. Legally hers. I'd spent £140,000 on the house, £50,000 on her family and lifestyle, £20,000 on the weddings, £210,000 total. I had £80,000 left in my UK bank account. That was it, 25% of what I'd started with. I walked out of the house at 11 p.m. I had nowhere to go. I checked into a budget hotel in Ramkambutri, £15 a night. I decided, right then. I was leaving Thailand, but I needed time to figure out where to go, how to survive on £80,000 for the rest of my life. I couldn't go back to London. My kids wouldn't take me in. I'd burned bridges. I was too ashamed. I was 58 years old, broke, alone, in a foreign country that had destroyed me. Over the following 2 weeks, I stayed in cheap hotels, moving every few days to save money. As I looked deeper, I learned more truths. Her mother's surgeries never happened. I contacted a mate who spoke Thai, had him call the hospital. No record of her parents ever being patients. The £5,000 I'd sent had gone straight to Somchai. The business idea she and Somchai had, they'd been planning it since 2015, waiting for me to put enough money into the house so they could sell it and start their bar in Phuket. Her family hadn't needed the money, they just wanted as much as they could. Extract. Her brother's broken motorcycle was fine. Her sister's school fees were for a school the kid didn't attend. Other expats in the area had known. Dave told me later, "Mate, I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen." She was famous in Nana. Everyone knew she had a Thai boyfriend. Girls at the bars called her the actress. I'd been played from the start, the mark in a long con, the only one who didn't know. People at the bars had been laughing at me behind my back for years. "There goes Chalita's ATM." Dave had heard them. He'd tried to hint, but I'd been too proud, too blind. I sat in my hotel room and calculated everything. Initial help and gifts, £12,000 weddings and sinsot, £27,000. House purchase, £140,000. Family, emergencies, £25,000. Monthly allowances over 5 years, £42,000, £700. Month X, 60 months. Total, £246,000. I had £74,000 left. I'd been spending on hotels and food, burning through savings, less than 23% of what I'd started with. My monthly pension income had dropped from £2,400 to £2,100 after early withdrawal penalties, not enough to live on anywhere decent. I couldn't go back to my original retirement plan. I couldn't afford to live in Thailand anymore. Everything was tainted. I couldn't recover from this financially. I was 58, too old to work decades, rebuilding savings. Past the age where starting over made sense. I was facing a retirement of poverty. This was when I finally understood Thailand. All those years, I'd thought I was building a life here. But the truth was, I was always just an ATM. Thailand tolerates foreigners as long as money flows. The smiles are masks. From day one, I was seen as money, nothing more. Those Thai smiles, they smile while taking everything. After 5 years, I was still Farang, still an outsider. I couldn't sleep. I'd lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks. I felt suicidal some nights, staring at the hotel ceiling, thinking how easy it would be to just end it. But I was too stubborn, too angry. I refused to let her win completely. June 2017, 3 months after leaving the house, I was still in Bangkok, living in a guest house in Khao San Road, £12 a night, shared bathroom down the hall. I'd been searching for the cheapest place to relocate. Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, anywhere I could survive on my dwindling savings. I had £68,000 left. I'd burned through £6,000 in 3 months on accommodation, food, and drinking away my misery. I started applying for English teaching jobs online. At 58, with no degree, no TEFL certificate, I was getting rejected everywhere. Schools wanted young graduates, not broken middle-aged men. Then the final blow came. I tried to access my UK bank account online. Account temporarily frozen, please contact fraud department. I called them, panicking. They informed me, "Mr. Clifford, there's been suspicious activity. Large transfers to Thailand over several years. We're investigating possible fraud or money laundering." That was ME. I was sending money to my wife. We need documentation, marriage certificate, proof of relationship, explanation for all transfers. I sent everything. It took 2 weeks to resolve. My account was unfrozen, but the stress nearly killed me. What if they'd seized my money? What if I'd lost the last £68,000? During those 2 weeks, I ran out of money for the guest house. I couldn't pay. They kicked me out. I became homeless in Bangkok. June 2017, 58 years old, sleeping on benches in Lumpini Park. washing in public toilets, begging other expats at Khao San Road for meal money. Mate, can you spare £5? Just need to eat today. Some gave. Most walked past. The humiliation was unbearable. I'd been senior management in London, or at least I'd told everyone I was. Now, I was begging. For 3 months, I lived on the streets. I lost more weight. My clothes were filthy. I stank. Thai people avoided me. Police moved me along from sleeping spots. Other, homeless Thai drug addicts, mentally ill became my companions. I thought about suicide every day. I nearly did it twice, standing on bridges over the Chao Phraya, looking down, thinking how easy it would be. But my account finally unfroze. August 2017. £68,000 available again. I booked a flight to Cambodia that day. Phnom Penh. I couldn't stay in Thailand another minute. I left Thailand for good. The last time I saw Chalita, she'd posted on Facebook, moving into our house with Somchai. Both smiling. Happy. My house. My £140,000. What I left behind. The house. £140,000 in a structure I'd never see again. The furniture and appliances. £15,000. 5 years of payments to her and her family. £91,000. 5 years of my life. Irreplaceable. Total, £246,000 and 5 years. What I left with? £67,000 in cash after paying for the flight. A fraction of my original savings. Thailand chewed me up and spit me out. Took everything and gave nothing back. Was never what I thought it was. What? It took my savings, £253,000, including pension withdrawals and lost interest. My time, 5 years. My dignity, my retirement dreams, my health. I developed anxiety, depression, probably PTSD. What it gave, lessons I didn't want to learn. Memories that haunt me. Understanding of how cruel people can be. Proof that I was never as smart as I thought. Thailand is set up for this. The property laws protect Thais at any cost. The culture that says taking advantage of foreigners is acceptable, that's systemic. She faced no consequences, no punishment, no shame. Not all Thais are like this, I know that. But the system that allows women like Chalita to destroy men like me without any repercussions, that's Thailand. I'm in Phnom Penh now. Cambodia. Sharing a room with 2 other broke expats, £100 monthly, rent split 3 ways. I teach English online for £400 monthly when I can get students. I eat 1 meal a day. Rice, vegetables, occasionally meat. I've lost £40 since 2017. I don't talk to anyone about what happened. I'm too embarrassed. I avoid other expats because I'm ashamed. I'm broken. I'll never trust again. The damage is permanent. I wake up angry every day. If you're reading this, learn from my mistakes. Save yourself. Here are 7 things I learned the hard way after losing £320,000, becoming homeless, and destroying my retirement. 1. Never put property in her name. I thought we're married, so it's ours. The truth is, the moment it's in her name, it's hers legally. You have 0 claim. You can't get it back. Rent instead, it's cheaper than losing a house. If she insists on a house in her name, walk away immediately. Don't let culture or tradition talk you into giving up legal protection. This mistake cost me £140,000. 2. If the age gap is 20+ years, it's not love. I was 53, she was 29. She wasn't attracted to me, she was attracted to my wallet. No 29-year-old genuinely falls for a 53-year-old factory worker from Dagenham. Ask yourself, would she be with you if you had no money? If she calls you handsome man, but won't be seen with you in public, you're an ATM. 3. The family. Emergencies never stop. Her father needs £2,000. You pay it. Next month, another relative, another emergency. It becomes monthly, then constant. Half aren't real. Her family sees you as an ATM they access through her. Say no to the first request. Set boundaries immediately. Her family's problems are not your responsibility. I sent £25,000 to her family over 5 years. Never saw a single benefit. 4. Don't invest in her business dreams. She wants to open a bar, restaurant, shop. She promises profits. The business will fail, lose money every month, be mismanaged by her relatives. She has no real experience. Her relatives steal from it. It was never about profit, just extracting your money. Never invest money you can't afford to lose completely. Better yet, just say no. 5. Sinsot is a foreigner tax. They'll tell you it's tradition. Thai men pay much less, often get it returned. For foreigners, it's extracting maximum money before the marriage. Refuse to pay it. If she insists on a massive amount, major red flag. It's a test of how much they can extract. I paid £25,000, never saw it again. 6. The red flags were there. I ignored them all. She kept secretive about her phone, I ignored it. Her ex was still around, I ignored it. Friends tried to warn me, I ignored them. Money requests escalated, I ignored it. I didn't want to see the truth. I was too invested to back out. Sunk cost fallacy destroyed me. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it is wrong. Multiple red flags are a pattern, not coincidence. Your gut knows before your brain admits it. Listen to it. 7. Thailand is not your friend. This isn't about all Thai people. It's about the system and how foreigners are treated legally. You can't own land, ever. Business. Maximum 49% ownership. Marriage doesn't grant property rights. Thai courts favor Thais. You'll always be Farang, always an outsider with no real legal protection. Go to Thailand to visit, not to build a life. Never put your entire security in a country where you have no rights. These 7 lessons cost me £320,000 and 5 years. I'm giving them to you for free. Maybe someone will listen. Maybe my story will save one person. If you're watching this, you're probably thinking about moving to Thailand, or you're already there and things aren't feeling right, or you're in love with a bar girl. Don't do what I did. Don't put property in her name. Don't believe the "we're different" lie. Don't ignore red flags because you're in love. Don't trust someone you met in a bar. Don't think age gap doesn't matter, because you'll end up like me, homeless at 58, broke at 65, with nothing, unable to fix what you've broken. If you're considering Thailand, visit Thailand. Don't move there permanently. Keep your money in your home country. Rent, never buy. Set monthly budget and stick to it. Assume every woman you meet in a bar is working because she is. If you're already there and seeing red flags, get out now before you're in too deep. Don't fall for sunk cost fallacy. Better to lose some than everything. Your pride isn't worth your future. I lost £320,000. 5 years of my life. My retirement. My dignity. 3 months homeless on the streets of Bangkok. Don't let Thailand do to you what it did to me. Please, learn from my mistakes. Don't be another one of these stories. Just don't do it.